Hey everyone, it's Mike. I'm back. Gonna do one of these thread videos that people have been passing around, these threads, and I've done a few of them already, and here's another one. This one was started by Christian. Front to Back Vinyl is the name of his channel, and great idea. He started this, it's called Three Artist Bands from 3 decades. So pick 3 bands and show records that represent 3 decades in their career, or whatever, in their discography. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I could do that. But I kind of added a little bit more to this for my version. I'm going to do 4 bands and I'm going to do 4 decades. So each one of these bands, I can show records from 4 different decades. They're all simultaneous decades. So yeah, it's kind of surprising some of these bands have been around putting out music during 4 decades, but because they're not like, I don't listen to like a lot of classic rock, so it's not classic rock bands that I'm going to be showing. So anyway, let's go with the first one. I'll do these in alphabetical order. The first one is Blonde Redhead. Fantastic band, love them, been obviously a fan of theirs for a long time. This is their, I think it's their second full length. I don't know if that first album that they put out called Blonde Redhead is a mini album or considered a full length album. I'm not sure, but if it is a mini album, then this would be their second full length album. Fate Can Be Just As Good, 1997 on Touch and Go. And that's the first time I ever saw them in concert, was on this tour. I had just become a newly minted fan of theirs with their first album, the one that came out before this. And then when this one came out, they were touring around, and was lucky enough to catch them at Stinkweeds Records. They did a little inside record store kind of show, very casual. Everybody's kind of sitting on the floor, and the band's in the front of the store playing their music. It's pretty awesome. Met the band, got them to sign my the CD that I had with me at the time. Yeah, so Blonde Redhead, Fate Can Be Just As Good, 1997. So that represents the 90s. And then the 2000s, this is Misery Is a Butterfly, one of my favorite albums of theirs. This is what, this is 2004 this album came out, 4AD Records. So yeah, Misery Is a Butterfly, fantastic, love that album. Then 2014, so 10 years later, they put out this one called Barrakan, I believe, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's kind of a strange, interesting album. I like it. It's got some decent songs on it. Not one of my favorites, but yeah, 2014, Barrakan. So that represents the teens. And then in the 2020s, Sit Down for Dinner 2023, this album came out. Courtney and I went and saw them in concert. I believe it was last year at the Crescent Ballroom in support of this album. They were fantastic. Love them. Blonde Redhead, Sit Down for Dinner 2023. So that's 4 decades for Blonde Redhead. Pretty awesome. I'm glad they're still around too, and they're touring and making new music. It's pretty great. Next one of my all-time favorite bands, Killing Joke. This is their third studio album, Revelations, 1983. Love it. Love this album. Very underrated. Killing Joke. And then in 1994, they put out this studio album called Pandemonium. Fantastic. It took me a while to get into this album, but now I love it. I think it's just pretty much a solid album all the way through. Yeah, so this is 1994, so representing the 90s for Killing Joke. And then in the 2000s, we've got Hosannas from the Basements of Hell. This came out in 2006, so really another very underrated album of theirs. Very heavy, bone-crunching, kind of indie, alternative metal kind of music, post-punk, really awesome. Killing Joke. And then the last one is their last studio album, Pylon, 2015. This album came out, and it is a really excellent album. I don't know how they keep just putting out great music, but they do. And this is unfortunately probably their very last album after the passing of Geordie, their guitarist. But yeah, Killing Joke, 4 decades, ending with Pylon in 2015. Next band, everybody knows and loves, New Order. Power, Corruption, and Lies, 1983. Yeah, fantastic second studio album of theirs. One of my favorites, tied for my favorites, along with Brotherhood. Yeah, 1983, Power, Corruption, and Lies. Then 1993, 10 years later, they put out this album, Republic. It's got some fantastic songs on this one. I really like this one as well. Republic, 1993. So, and then for the 2000s, they put out this album called Get Ready. It's got some good songs on it. It's not one of my favorites. It's not their strongest release, I don't think, but it's got some pretty decent songs on it. I like it. Get Ready, 2001 by New Order. And then for the 20-teens, they put out, this is their most recent studio release called Music Complete. And that's when I finally got to see them in concert, was they were touring, I don't know if it's specifically for this album, but it was after this album was released, and they played an amazing show at the Hollywood Bowl, and Goldfrapp opened for them, and it was just one of the greatest concert experience I've ever had. So yeah, Music Complete by New Order, 2015. 4 decades. There's the fourth band and the last band I'm going to show, Siouxsie and the Banshees, or just Siouxsie in general. 1978, Scream, their debut album, fantastic. I love Nicotine Stain, is one of my favorite songs of theirs. And yeah, Siouxsie and the Banshees, the Scream, 1978. And then for the 80s, I'm going to show Kiss in the Dream House, 1982. Yeah, absolutely fantastic album as well. Really cool stuff. The 80s, that was kind of the heyday of the Siouxsie and the Banshees. And then 1991, this album came out. So for the 90s, Superstition. And great album. Kiss Them For Me was a huge hit. I saw them, the second time I saw Siouxsie and the Banshees was on, well, it wasn't really specifically this tour per se, but they were performing in the first Lollapalooza festival. I saw them, and I saw that Lollapalooza in Orlando, and Siouxsie was supporting this, the release of this new album of theirs back in '91. And I was a senior, just graduating college at the time. And great stuff, Siouxsie and the Banshees, Superstition, great album. And then the last one, you know, maybe it's kind of a stretch. I'm going to include Manta Ray, 2007. This is Siouxsie's solo album, came out in 2007. And I'm going to include it, I'm just going to say this is representing Siouxsie as the artist, not, obviously this isn't Siouxsie and the Banshees, but it counts. Great album. It's got some really interesting stuff on here. I enjoy it. Her voice is just absolutely amazing, of course, but it's got some really interesting songs on it, some of them that I really, really like. So yeah, 2007. So that's 4 decades for 4 bands. I did it. I don't know if I have like a whole lot of examples of that, because again, I don't carry like a lot of records from the 70s or anything. So to have a band expand 4 decades is, you know, it's a pretty special deal to have a music career that long. But anyway, that's what I did. Check out Christian's channel. I'll put a link down below. Give your shot at 3 bands, 3 decades, or try to do 4 bands, 4 decades if you like, or 5. If you got stuff going back to the 70s or 60s, probably be maybe possible to do that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Weekend's coming up, and love you guys. Have a great week, and thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.